interesting is how am I going to be able to read what is going on? Let's see. There's a button over there. Lots of buttons. Button, who's got the button? What does that one do? Oh. Change it? Aha. Maybe. Can't tell if that worked or not. I think it worked. I hope it worked. Did it work? Aha! People are saying hello. Hi everyone. I'm going to be coming in quite a bit because I can't see that super tiny writing. Land Gaming said hi. See, I wonder if I can see the live chat on my phone. Let's see. Can I or can't I? Let's see. Oh, would you look at that? I am watching myself live stream. I'm going to wave to myself. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that'll work. I can read that a little bit better. Okay, so I will be periodically looking at my phone. That's what I'm doing. See if I can see I'm checking stuff as it's going. Let's see. Can everyone hear me okay? Am I coming through, or am I really low? So tell me if you can hear. Can you hear? Someone's saying hi. Hi. The Comic Possum? Ooh, that's a very interesting name. Okay, good. Good. Everyone can hear me? Good. Yes. Okay, so I didn't have a huge plan for what I wanted to do. I just wanted to maybe hang out a little bit. Let's see if I can get that a little better angle. There, and I can sit back a little bit more. So I thought I would just, I don't know, anything you guys want to talk about, we can just shoot the breeze. I've got almost like a would you rather thing on my phone that sounds like that'd be fun to mess with. And I've been really getting into Star Wars lately, so enough so that I got a couple of books. I got the Jedi Path and the Sith Path, or is that right? Yeah, that's right, you can see that. Yeah. And really interesting. You know, there's like those books that you go through and you read, and there's a bunch of extra information. Really interesting, and actually reading this has given me more insight on why Anakin would turn to the dark side, is by reading the Jedi Manual. So that'd be interesting. Okay, good. So I'm still sounding good. Let's see. What do you think about Marvel? Is that Marvel? Blind as a bat. You see, if you haven't seen my other videos, I normally wear these. And they don't, oh, you know what? Hold on, I'm going to do an old person thing here and see if this works. Oh my god. It helps just slightly, but it does help. Oh god. Eyesight is going down the drain. Anyway, the videos I used to watch when I was wanting to get my own costume, and people would talk about their peripheral vision, and a really good example is they would have someone in costume look straight ahead, and then someone behind them would take their hands and slowly bring their hands in, and the person was supposed to raise a hand when they can see the tips of the fingers coming into their field of view. So I'm going to do that right now, just so you guys can see how dangerous it is walking around with one of these things strapped to your face. So I'm going to go like this, and I'll let you know as soon as those fingers come into my field of view. Yes, I'm still not seeing nothing. Okay, So from this far out, I can see my fingertips right about there. Now if we go in really close, I can't see, still nothing right there. So the field of view is like a cone that goes out just like that. And when it comes to looking up or down, that's even worse. Like, that's my field. Whoa. I just see how low that is. That's the reason why whenever you watch a person in any kind of costume, that covers your face. If you watch them and they're trying to go downstairs, they're like this. Like, every single step, because you cannot see at all. That's the reason why if you were to, again, do any kind of costuming, not necessarily fursuiting, but anyone who's wearing any kind of costume that covers up your face like this, you're supposed to have a, I forgot what the furry fandom calls them. What do they call them? Anyway, you're supposed to have somebody that's with you all the time, because if I'm walking straight ahead and a little kid walks in front of me, I'm going to plow right into him. And it's going to look like I did it on purpose because I can't see. Oops. That sucks. Oh my. There's lots. Let's see. That is... Oh, Connor. Right. What up, Derg? We can hear you just fine. Fantastic, bro. Sweetness. Let's see. Princess Chaos. Love the name, by the way. Love that. Let's see. What would you say? How are you? I be good. I be good. I be good. I've actually been playing... I've been a little bit in nostalgic phase, and I've been playing some really old games. I picked up... since I've been going through the Star Wars thing recently, I've been going back through and I've been replaying Knights of the Old Republic, the second one, because I found that really interesting, the dynamic you can have between the light and the dark. And because of when Steven Universe was first getting started, there is a video, you can look it up right now, and it's called Steven Universe is Garbage. I think in parentheses it says, and here's why, something like that. And there was a whole part that was talking about, in the Jedi Order, there's always been the light-sided Jedi, and there's another subset, and the book even goes into it, and it talks about the fallen Jedi, which is Jedi that specifically use the dark side. They're not Sith. They don't go after the Jedi, they just use the dark side of the Force while maintaining, obviously not their Jedi status, because that'll get that ripped away, but still maintain being a Jedi. They do all good stuff, but they use the dark side of the Force when they're fighting. And the more interesting one is what I'm experimenting with right now, is you can be a Sith warrior and use the light side of the Force and make light-sided decisions. And I thought that would be fantastic because I wanted to see how other Sith operatives would react to me using the light side of the Force. An example, at the very beginning in the Old Republic, it's free, by the way, to download, so go check that out. You can get that on Steam. But you can, one of your very first missions is to interrogate 3 prisoners. And you can have the game tag which choices will be light-sided choices and which side will be dark-sided choices. And their reactions to the things that I'm doing is really interesting. And I'm getting light-sided points for just choosing not to murder. There's one particular person that was a Sith operative, and he failed in what he was trying to do, and so I'm supposed to decide whether to execute him, to give him a weapon and fight him myself, or to just leave him in jail. And the light-sided decision was just to leave him in jail, but from the Sith perspective, that's the worst thing I could have done because they took away his honor. So now he doesn't get to, you know, have his life ended, blah, blah, blah. He has to stay there for the rest of his life thinking about how he failed. And I almost think that's a worse choice but somehow I got light-sided points for it, so whatever works. Okay, did you get all that? All that? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Alright, let's see. I'm trying not to skip over people's comments, but I am as blind as a bat with this thing strapped to my head, so do forgive me if I miss something. If I miss something, and it means a lot to you, put it in again. I'll see it. Let's see. Ah, Owen, I like your poster. That one. That one. My Gojira poster. Yes, so I got that while I was at PAX. PAX 2019. Saw that, and yeah, no way I can let that go by, because I'm a big fan of the old Godzilla movies with Mothra and all that stuff. And that was something I used to watch as a kid, and that was a real comforting thing. Let's see, what else? Have you ever seen, oh, I should probably say who's saying this. Sir Butterball is asking, have you ever seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventures? You know, I've heard about it for years and years and years, and I have not watched it. I have been thinking about it, though. I did have a friend get a hold of me and tell me I need to watch Naruto. Started it. The only problem with Naruto is I can't stand Naruto. I can't stand him. Oh, he drives me insane. Except when he's, you know, he's kind of like Goku. Goku drives me insane because he's all over the place until he's fighting someone, and then it kind of centers him and it focuses him. And that's the Goku I like. Same thing with Naruto. He's all over the place, and I don't like him. Until he narrows down and he turns into the real Naruto. That's what I like. That's what I find interesting. So it probably won't surprise anyone that my favorite character is Gaara. I love Gaara. Oh, I love him so much. He's my boy, and I love him very much. And oh my gosh, he's dark. The first interaction with him using Sand Coffin, just making people pop like grapes. Woo! But, no uncertain terms, you know who Gaara is at that point, that's for sure. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, this person, I'm not going to try and pronounce your name. It's Saiac, and it says, how art thou? Me, thee, thine, very good as the Lord seeth it to be. That makes sense, or was that kind of a jerk thing to say? I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Hey, don't use bonk. I don't use a bonk filter. Just making sure. Making sure. Let's see. Let's see. Where is the meme sampler? Can you help me find them? Oh, the memes. You're looking for them Dank memes? Have I seen any Dank memes? I've seen some. I've seen lots of Dank memes, and whew, man, they go fast. Just like all the memes that's going to be coming, or is coming out about Cyberpunk 2077. Very interesting memes, and I'm so sorry to see all this stuff happening to CD Projekt Red. As you see, I'm kind of going all over the place. Welcome to my brain. My brain goes all over the place, and you are all going to be taken for a ride. Hope you enjoy it, because it is non-stop for, I can't, well, lucky for you, I can't see the clock. And that includes my phone. Can't see it. So it's just going to be going on as long as it is. So, oh, boys and girls, you better strap in, because, whew, you are going to be, taken for a ride. As you see, I'm already out of breath because I'm talking so much. I gotta, let's see. Okay. Gotta. Okay. Now we good. Now we good. Okay. Let's see. Ah. So this is an interesting one. Have I ever played World of Tanks? I have not. I have heard some interesting things about it. I know a lot of people really enjoy that game. Just not something I got into. I'm not super competitive, so a lot of those more competitive based games um, don't hold my attention very long. I'll do it, figure out that I suck at it, and then it's like, well, that was a waste of time, so I move on to something else. A lot of my favorite games are more narrative driven. Like, I know some people think this is sacrilege, but I really like Detroit Become Human. Love that game. One of my favorite games. Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain has its problems. It has its myriad of problems, but I really enjoy that game. And if I hadn't watched Batman, let's see, which one was that? It's the one with Sub-Zero. What is the name of that? Anyway, if I hadn't watched that, I wouldn't have known that if you don't do all the challenges and you don't get the entire address, if you listen, when he's listening to the tapes, you can hear, oh, there's an actual hole right there. Oh, there's a hole right there. Thanks, Foxy. Foxy Socks put a hole right there. It's like how I have nose holes. Let's see, what was I talking about? Oh, yes, foghorns. So if I hadn't watched that movie with Batman and Sub-Zero, I wouldn't have known to listen for foghorns and known what one would sound like in recording. And so when I heard that, I knew that there was a foghorn, so you had to be somewhere near the water, and you only get one shot. If you screw it up, you're done. And I happened to pick the right spot, so I felt super smart that day. Super smart. I was very happy with that. Oh, let's see. Oh, it looks like Stefan has got to go. Well, good night, Stefan. You can always catch up the rest of this stream, because YouTube's going to record it, so good for that. Let's see. The band. Wait, what band are y'all talking about? What band are you asking if you've heard? Oh. Someone's asking if I've ever played Minecraft. I played Minecraft before. No, I played it. Oh, this is where I'm going to start feeling old. No, I played Minecraft way back in the day when they had just put it out. The very beginning. I was with it from the start. And yeah, it just got better and better and better. And oh my gosh, it was so cool to see a game not being obsessed with graphics that was single player and watch it just take off like wildfire. Because this was around the time when Activision especially was saying that, and they're still kind of pushing this thing for whatever reason, that single player games are dead. They're dead. No one wants them. They're not financially viable. No one's going to have any interest in them. And I mean, at the time they were so focused on their dark brown military shooters that they weren't paying attention to all the single player games just littered at their feet. They were too busy looking up. And so the indie developers just scraped it off the ground and made a killing. I mean, it's only what, since Alien Isolation that they've really kind of woke up to the fact that that single player horror games were a thing. Well, that wasn't the case until the first Outlast came out, and that shook the internet big time. No. Please say some of you are old enough to remember that, because I'm gonna feel really old. Maybe this isn't white hair. Maybe it's gray. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm old and I don't know it. Let's see. You seem stressed. Do you need some chamomile tea? No. I need a shot of bourbon. Woo! Mind me as I break my neck there for a minute. Wardrobe malfunction, you know. It's the reason why you don't do these things live. It's the reason why you see any kind of, hear anything that's supposed to be live, it's never live because of wardrobe malfunctions. my phone turned off. It's good I have on the front of my phone. I like plague doctors. Let's see. Oh my goodness, jeez. You guys be going crazy with that chat. Look at that chat. Woo! It's going fast. Outlast is scary. Outlast is scary. And it's also the reason that I wasn't a fan of Outlast 2. I think it's significantly more scary to know that something's coming after you. You can't do anything about it. And you have to hide and pray that they don't find you. And then when they don't, you have to come out of your hiding spot and venture on knowing that they're out there. I think that's significantly more scary than just running from something that's already spotted you. I don't know if that's how everybody feels, but that's certainly how it affected me. And it seemed that from Outlast to Whistleblower to Outlast 2, that their gore and their body horror was more for shock value. Like when you were Traeger, when you first met Traeger in Outlast, which is right about dead middle of the game, he was scary as heck, but they built him up really well. You were being pushed by all these other experiments, and he didn't act like they were even human anymore. And seeing all of these things, you knew whatever he was going to do to you was not going to be good. And then, I mean, in the game, having, like, first of all, spoilers, I'm going to tell something that happens to the main character, so cover your ears until I give you that signal. You can take them off, so put your ears on if you don't want to hear it. But when he chops off your fingers, that is actually not really bad compared to the stuff that he did to these other inmates, or other patients, not inmates. They're not in prison. This is an asylum. They're patients. I should know this. So, but the way that it was presented with that build-up with Traeger, it was really, really scary, and it got to you. Whistleblower, you know which part I'm talking about. And Whistleblower, that was... It's like I already know that that's not going to work. I know that you're not going to do what you're threatening to do because the game isn't over yet. So I wasn't worried about that. And Outlast 2 was to be honest, was really confusing to me. Because my question is, Red Barrel, what are you trying to say? Like, follow the religious fanatics, but don't, but do, but don't? Like, huh? Because they ended up being right. In the end, the crazy people were right. Oh, I haven't told people to take their ears off, so you can take them off now. Probably should have done that sooner. Let's see. Woo! Goodness gracious. That chat be moving fast. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Red Barrel is in Outlast. Well, a red barrel is in Half-Life. There's red barrels in Half-Life, and they explode when you shoot them. I don't know if there's any red barrels in Outlast. Outlast is made by Red Barrel, but is Red Barrel in Outlast? I don't know. Oh, nope. Bring it back so I can see. Wow, Stefan, you just lost your grandfather. Well, in regards to that, I certainly am very sorry for your loss. Know that a lot of people are going through loss right now. A lot of people have lost loved ones to all kinds of things, to the virus, to to all kinds of things. And I've been around death for a long time. I worked in an old folks home where several people I had worked with had died, 7 in total. And you know, when you're around death to a certain point, it tends to leave a mark on you that only other people that have dealt with death that intimately can see. So if nothing else, it marks you in a way where you can see it in somebody else, so you can help them get through their pain. Did that make sense? Did that sound insensitive? I sure hope not. I meant that in the best way possible. So Stefan, take that. Best way possible. Oh my goodness. Can you boop the snoot? You want to boop my snoot? Tell you what, everyone get ready. Okay, get ready. Here's your one shot. Come close. All right, there you go. Boop it now. Okay, there you go. There you go. If you booped it, you're good. If you missed, snooze, you lose. That was your one shot. Oh, I keep canceling it away. Lots of new faces. There is a lot of new people here today. Well, for the new people that don't know what this is a cartoon character that I made when I was 8 or 9. Named him Xarzith. I have old pictures of my dragon that I made, that I drew, and over time I just got a hold of professional artists very slowly and made him from more of a serpent style dragon, and slowly he became more and more into what you see now. He is an important character, meant a lot to me, and if you ever watched the movie Inside, is it Inside or Inside Out? Anyway, the Pixar film about the emotions, and the emotions are characters. When I watched that movie, to me that was a very impactful movie. When she forgets her imaginary friend and he kind of fades away, that hit me really hard, because I never forgot mine. I never lost my imaginary friend. So that's part of the reason that it means so much to me. Is growing up, if you can't tell, I was a weird kid, and it was one of my biggest sources of comfort was my imaginary dragon. I just, you don't tell your friends about that when you're in 3rd or 4th grade. You mum's the word when it comes to that, but that's what helped me got through a lot of really tough times in school. And I think it would have been much more difficult, and I don't know if I'd be a good person if I didn't have something to hold on to that helped me, get through those times. So I think I'm better for it. Oh, jeez. Sorry, it's supposed to be fun. Am I being too serious? Am I bringing it down? I don't want to bring it down. It's supposed to be like a fun, everyone come and hang out kind of thing. And let's see. Oh, yes, Blitz. I did break the guy's spaceship because I was a kid, and kids are evil. It's true. Kids are so evil that the evil knows to show remorse right after the action. Or in my case, 100% fake it. Oh, man. It was such an evil thing to do, and man, I remember how good it felt. And that is the reason why I had to make sure that I got the Sith book. Because that little bit. Oh. Let's see. Let's go far from everyone else. I mean that in mindset and personality wise. Okay, so I actually want to hold on to this one. Is that Umbre? I'm gonna call you Umbre. And it says at school, I'm so far from everyone else. I mean that in mindset and personality-wise. So, I actually am going to ask for clarification on that. When you say that you're so far from everybody, do you mean that you don't have like your tribe, like your little subset of friends? That you're kind of a loner and there's no one like, I don't know how to describe it, but is that kind of what you're talking about? Let's see. Well, you kind of stand out. I kind of stand out. I understand the standing out part. In high school, I used eyeliner, dyed my hair black, and used contact lenses to make me look like Marilyn Manson. When a very specific point on that, I had a cousin that was a senior when I had started as a freshman, and in 8th grade we were getting ready to do our freshman year in high school. That was such a huge change for me. That was really intimidating, and I had problems with being bullied and all of that. That stopped my sophomore year, because I went from being a tiny thin little shrimp to being broad-chested and everything else. That happened in 1 year. Never had trouble with bullying after my sophomore year, for whatever reason. I don't know why. But as of in my 8th grade year, we were taking her to the school that I was going to be going to, and I remember being like, oh God, how am I going to survive this? This is high school. High school is supposed to be terrible. How am I going to get through this? And I saw this guy, and he was walking. He had these big old pants. They were like super wide, and they had chains all over them. Even driving by in the car, when you rolled down the window and you listened, you could hear the chains rattle on his pants. And he had this shirt that had the name of a band that I had never heard of up until that point. And it sounded more like something a survival coach would teach you. The name of this band was Slipknot. No idea who that was. And he had eyeliner on, and his hair was all weird. He had piercings and all of that. And I remember thinking, I don't want to mess with that guy. I'm like, that's it. That's it. I'll dress like that. No one will ever want to come up and mess with me. And that's what I did. That year I spent $400? No. My mommy bought the rest of that, because I don't have that kind of money. And going into high school. But about $400 was spent on all trip gear. Oh. Warms my heart to think about that, because boy, no one recognized me at all. I went from the kid that had a belt and had his shirt tucked in, all of that stuff, and went to, as soon as I went in for my first day of high school, total goth. Boom. That's such a huge switch. Oh. And no, I was still good. I was still on the honor roll, and it was interesting. In one of my yearbooks, we had the honor roll picture, and there's all these kids on the honor roll, and there's one that sticks out that's wearing all black and big. That's me. That's me over here. Oh, that was good times. That was really good times. I remember being in biology and doing experiments, and the science teacher would constantly tease me about how wide my pants was and how heavy it must be. Just teased me all the time. What was his name? Mr. Ward. That was his name. And he had a sign on the back of his door that said, "May the Ward be with you." And I absolutely loved that. So he would tease me about the goth stuff. I'd tease him about the Star Wars, which is rather ironic, really. Comes full circle. Oh, goodness. Oh, I didn't scroll on the chat. I said the furry twin was also a furry. The furry twin was also a furry. That makes sense. I think that makes sense. Oh, goodness, going so fast. Oh, Here we go. Helped me get, oh, yes, this is, oh man, I need to, let's see, I'm trying to point out, okay, so, you right there, with the blue, I know who you are, you're writing a book that has me in it. I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's been driving me insane. Ugh. So, I'm going to be watching your videos. I mean, I'll watch them anyway, but I need a video where you specifically tell me how to pronounce your name. Like mine is Xarzith. Zarith. Xarzith. Right? I need to know how to pronounce your name specifically. Because I hate mispronouncing people's names. It drives me nuts. Oh, let's see. Me booping the snoot had made my day. You're very welcome. Oh, don't go away. You kind of feel dumb. Why do you feel dumb? Don't feel dumb. No. 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 Stop it. Stop it. No feeling dumb. Xavier. Oh, I love X-Men. Oh, I love X-Men. Let's see, who would be my favorite one? Don't tell my mom, because she loves Wolverine. I think my favorite X-Men would have to be Rogue. I absolutely love Rogue. I think she's an extremely sympathetic character. She can't ever get close to anyone. She can't kiss anyone, can't touch anyone, because she'll kill them. And she's an incredibly powerful mutant, being able to touch somebody and not only weaken them, but also gain their mutant ability for a certain period of time. She's a pretty cool character. I wasn't super happy how they portrayed her in the X-Men movies with, I just referred to him as Wolverine. The actor's name. What is his name? Oh my god, my mom would kill me. What is his name? Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. The Wolverine. You just know him as the Wolverine. But I didn't like how they portrayed Rogue in that. I like more the X-Men animated series, where she has a southern accent. She's a little bit more of the punk kind of thing. Ooh, get a little shoulder move in there. She's got the punk thing going on. And I think she's flippin' cool in that. So if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. They had it on Amazon Prime a while ago. I don't know if they still do or not. I need to check in on that. I'd love to watch that again, actually. I can put that in the brain bank. It's a good one. Oh, phone. There we go. Yes. People are trying to talk to me, phone. You're the only thing I have to be able to figure out what they're saying. X-Man is my nickname for some reason. Well, it means that you did something amazing. I'm assuming. Let's see, how are you holding up? Was that directed at me? How am I holding up? Huh? I'm fine, I'm doing okay. I'd be doing fine. Never, you like Wolverine? Never got into X-Men. I can understand that. X-Men's okay, it's not, I don't think that it's super amazing, but I find it interesting, just like how I find the Star Wars stuff interesting. It doesn't mean I'm a super mega fan, I just find it interesting. And that was because of Fallen Order. And I've rendered the first 2 hours of that gameplay. And I also figured out, see, the live stream that I'm doing right now, that live stream is on my tablet. And I have been working how to do a live stream on my computer for when I play games. Being able to use some third-party software that will work with YouTube, so I can do that. Because I was using the GeForce NVIDIA Experience stuff or whatever, and that does not play very well with YouTube. So I did some looking, and I found a free one that I want to mess around with. I might do a live stream tomorrow with some more Fallen Order. If I don't do a live stream tomorrow with Fallen Order, I will do it most likely on Friday of next week, because I have a 4-day weekend. Oh, and as an update, if you guys don't know what I do for professionally, I'd like to say I make videos, but that's not the case. I am a healthcare worker. I am a certified CCMA with my phlebotomy endorsement, which is a really fancy way of saying that I can legally stab every single one of you with needles. So, when you're asleep tonight, just know that the blue dragon can legally stab you with needles. So, sleep tight, everyone. I should have told that on Halloween. That would have been better. Anyway, so, but when I was doing my course for my CCMA and my phlebotomy endorsement, we had to have 90 hours of applied community service inside of a medical facility. And at the time, there were 2 classes going. We had the CCMA class, and by the way, CCMA stands for Certified Clinical Medical Assistant. So when you see someone with a badge on that says CMA, that means Certified Medical Assistant. That is the broad term. CCMA is Certified Clinical Medical Assistant. So it means I'm still a medical assistant in all states. The clinical part means I'm not ironic, this is going to be really ironic in a second, that I'm not trained on dealing with insurances and reimbursement rates, blah, blah, blah. That would be a certified administrative medical assistant, someone that deals specifically with that. Clinical means that I am working in the clinic. I work with the patients, I can remove sutures, I can do all kinds of those things. I can do debridements, I can do extractions of foreign bodies, I can do all those kind of things. So that's all clinically versus someone who wants to work in administrative. So while we were doing that, that's a longer class. There was a phlebotomy class that was going on that was significantly less, almost a third of what we were doing with ours. And so they got done sooner. And the big hospital in our city is where we would go to do our externships to get our 90 hours. Well, the phlebotomy people got there first, and they broke a rule. And they broke a huge rule. So, in case you don't know, there's this thing called HIPAA. HIPAA basically says that when you come into the clinic, I can't talk, as long as you're over 18, I can't talk to anybody about what you're being seen for. So if you come in and you're 18 and you want to get a flu shot, if your mom comes in an hour later and says, "Did my kid come here and get a flu shot?" by law, I have to lie and say, "No, he didn't." So that's how strict HIPAA is, to where when you're sitting in the doctor's office and they call you by your first name, there's a reason why they do that, and they don't say your entire name. Because if I said your entire name to a room full of people, now they know exactly who you are. If I just go and I say, "Jason," well, it's a little Heavy Rain reference there. "Jason!" Anyway, if I say "Jason," and Jason stands up, I take him back, that's fine, because there's not just one Jason in the world. But if I say, "Jason Statham, come on back," now everyone knows that this guy is being seen in this clinic. So you have to be very careful on how you deal with them. Well, the phlebotomy people were up at the big hospital, and they were doing, one lady was doing a, let's see, how do I say this? A specific kind of disease that can only be transmitted doing one specific action that is not advertiser friendly, let's say that. And so when she went to do a blood panel on this patient, they walked in and she realized that, oh, the person I'm drawing a blood panel for is the girlfriend of my son. And so she decided to go to her kid and tell her that, hey, I just drew a blood draw on your girlfriend for this specific disease. And she had it, he doesn't. Kind of let you know that stuff's been going on without one of the party knowing about it, kind of thing. And so he went on Facebook and told everyone she had this really bad disease. That is a major, major HIPAA violation. And lawyers got involved, and the hospital said that, hey, you know how you have that CCMA class that's supposed to be coming up here? You're out of luck. They're going to have to find somewhere else to go. We're not taking them because they're a liability. Some of your patients have already cost us millions of dollars. We're not taking on that batch because clearly you didn't train them right. And oh my gosh, oh, that sucked. Because we had just, all of us had, luckily the entire class had passed their final. And so we were like, oh, we're so excited, we passed our final, we had a big party and all of that stuff. And then they tell us, oh yeah, by the way, you're on your own when it comes to the externship and you got 6 months to get it done. I'm like, are you kidding me? We're brand new. That's the whole point of an externship, is it gives you a leg up. We didn't have nothing. And so after talking around, and I ended up finding a physical therapy clinic. And I thought physical therapy was a joke. I thought it was worthless. I thought it was a waste of time. I don't know why insurance would pay for it. I thought it was stupid. But I was working there to get my externship. A turn came in. We had a patient that came in that had, let's see, how do I put this in terms? Really bad numbness in her neck. It was really, really bad numbness and shooting pain that was because of a nerve being overactive. They call that neuropathy, or radiculopathy. That's what I was trying to say. And it was so bad that when I put a heat probe on her neck, instantly her whole arm would go numb and would start to tingle, and then it would start to feel like needles were being shoved in her arm. And she was in tears. And I was thinking, how do you treat a patient in physical therapy when you can't touch them? What am I supposed to do for you? I can't do anything. Well, the ouner had worked with her for 3 months, and she walked out of that building 95% pain-free, in tears, because she couldn't remember what it was like to not be in constant pain. And that completely changed my outlook on physical therapy, and I was like, wow, I was really naive and, you know, really arrogant, thought that I knew better, and it worked. It was fantastic. And she's my story that she's allowed me to tell to people that are wondering if physical therapy is any good. It is. It does absolute wonders. And the job I had there was as an aide. So I'd prep all the patients for the physical therapist to come in and do their thing. I now have more an administrative role. I run the front desk, the whole front office. I'm the head office manager. Oh my god, if they could see me now. You know what? I bet you it wouldn't surprise them. That would not surprise them that I am here with a dragon thing on my head, talking to a tablet that's relaying it to people from wherever all of you happen to be. I laughed at it at first, but I don't think they would find that surprising. Oh, because they know me too well. So, like I said, giddy up, because we're going all over the place. What, you think I'm going here? I'm like Sonic, only not. I was going somewhere with that. Let's look at the chat. What doth the chat say? What it be? Let's see. This is an interesting one. Are things like water treadmills considered physical therapy? Yes, I would consider that physical therapy. a lot of that underwater stuff is really good for people that need to start slow. Like our office doesn't have water therapy, but that's really good for people that are, see, for example, one of the big things that happens when someone gets trying to say it nice, but the medical world, the medical term is morbidly obese, but I don't mean that in a negative term. I simply mean it as a medical term. Someone that is extremely overweight. One of the big things that happens is their knees go out. That's a big thing. And so water therapy is great because your body weight is significantly reduced. And it can be a good way of being able to get those joints moving again, to build up some better muscle mass, those kind of things that you couldn't do just by telling them to go, go take a walk, you lazy person. Go take a walk. Some people are so overweight they can't do that because they're going to blow out their knees. So that's a great way to get a foundation built, a foundation of muscle built, that then maybe they could graduate to a walker, you know, and then being able to do stuff with the walker and very slowly being able to walk on their own without any support. But a lot of times that takes a significant amount of time to get going, and a lot of times the hardest place is the very beginning. But that's really hard to get started, you know. A lot of medical things, the hardest part is knowing how to start. And sometimes when you get the ball rolling, it's easier to keep it going than it is to get it started. I've explained that 3 or 4 times. You guys get it, don't you? Yeah, you do. Take it like that. Okay, so there. Now let's see a dragon pant for a minute. Woo! Chat went really fast there for a second. Let's see, I do physical therapy for my hip and my low back issues. I still have issues now, but it's so much better than it used to be. I don't do therapy anymore. See, but the thing is you got that foundation, right? So this is where the administrative part of my mind gets going, because then you got to worry about insurance, and sometimes I have to see if I can get a patient, if looking at their insurance, how much money they're going to have to pay, how much money they have available, if we can make a schedule that will give you the maximum amount of benefits to get that foundation, so then you can continue on your own. So, you know, sometimes a doctor will say, oh, we need you to see them 4 times a week for the next 8 weeks. That's great. If that patient doesn't have insurance, they have to pay out of pocket for each one of those. I'm sorry, I'm getting into a work frame of mind, and I can already feel the headache starting, so I'm going to do a heel turn and get off of the subject of work. Because I'm not at work. It's Saturday, and I am not going to think about work on my day off, dang it. Oh, let's see. Oh, people are saying hi. Look at that. Look at all you guys being nice in there. Look at that. Well, weight problem is a very big issue for you in the USA, as the food is far less controlled than Europe. There's a huge amount of control here. So you have more healthy food here. Yeah. If you ever get a chance, if you want to watch 2 documentaries about food that really changed my opinion, is Food Inc. That's a fantastic one. And of course the big one that everyone knows I'm going to say, Super Size Me. Because of Super Size Me, I have not gone to McDonald's. That's not fair. I've only gone to McDonald's once, and it was to get a water cup because I was at PAX and I was literally dying of thirst. So I decided to swallow my pride and go inside of the McDonald's to get a water cup. But the shame of standing in that line. It's like being at the airport, and you know there's a Cinnabon in the airport. There's a Cinnabon place. Oh my gosh, everyone's standing in that Cinnabon line. No one makes eye contact. Nobody makes eye contact. Everyone's just kind of, Or my favorite thing is I'm like this, like just here looking at the Twitters, and it's like, what? No, I'm not here for a Cinnabon. I'm here for a friend. Oh, but the shame, the shame. Not that I'm being mean to Cinnabon, mind you, because Cinnabons are amazing. They just, they'll kill you. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't taste good going down. Oh, by the way, I have a quiz for the chat. Does anyone know what this game is? Anybody know what this is? Not that. Anyone know what that is? All of you people should know what that is. Heck yes. Oh, I am so proud of all of you. So proud of all of you. You make my heart warm. Oh, I'm so happy you can boop the snoot again. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right. Okay. Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you something. Let me find it. Ooh. Woo. Dizzy. Aha. So, when I was at the developers booth in PAX, woo. No, book, stay there. Nope. No, I didn't tell you could leave. They got almost $300 out of me. I bought shirts. I bought this hat, which is awesome. Love it to death. Oh, and it has crimes on the other side of it. Is that showing backwards to you? It shows backwards to me. Is that backwards for you? I hope not. Is it? You guys seeing that backwards? Oh, hold on. There's a highlight. I'm trying to see. Yep, I was asking you how you are. I'm super glad you're doing good. I've been gradually improving my mental health. Your vids still help me. Thank you for making 2020 better. Oh, that are so awesome. So in talking about mental health, I think it's pretty obvious that I have some struggles that I'm dealing with. I'm pretty open about my mental health. It's not something that I'm ashamed of or I feel anyone should be ashamed of. This year, I've been diagnosed with anxiety, depression, bipolar, and obsessive compulsive. But and then ADHD, but that's an old one. It got renewed because you have adolescent ADHD, and then to continue to have ADHD once you're over 18, because some kids do grow out of it, and man, so glad for the kids that can grow out of ADD and ADHD, but some can't, and I was one of them. So this year that got updated as a current diagnosis. The biggest thing that I would say is try not to let yourself get labeled as that. That can be a very powerful label, to feel like you can take the bipolar sticker and pop that on your forehead, because some people will use that as an excuse. Some people, I'm not saying all people with bipolar do this, but some people will use it as a defense, a way to shut down conversation, or instead of trying to fight through it. And see, in my circumstance, I can work with it. Some people, there's a particular member of my family that has it so bad that she can barely function. So I don't think it's fair to say that, oh, this person has bipolar and then that's it. It's like, no, there's several degrees. There's people that take autism. Some people are just barely on the scale, where they're very high functioning, and some people are very low functioning. That's how it is with all kinds of mental illness. And I gotta tell you, the one that I think is so frustrating for a lot of reasons, is the diagnosis of depression. Because at least over here in the United States, if you tell someone, for the most part, not all, but for the most part, if you tell someone that I've been diagnosed with depression, they go, well, I could be too. And unfortunately, a lot of people over here in the US don't understand depression or don't want to understand. That's not a good thing. I think that that's something that people need to be more aware of, and that it's really crippling. I mean, you guys have seen it. I know everyone in chat either has struggled with it personally, is struggling with it personally, will struggle with it in the future, or knows someone that's going through it. You know, and it's hard to explain that feeling when you get up in the morning and you don't want to get out of bed. And you'll tell yourself, man, I should get up. And the other voice in your head goes, why? And there, I had me. I don't know why. I don't know why. And luckily, the two people on this earth that I talked about in one of my videos, Adrian and Rainisha, both of them understand. They both understand that if I make plans and I'm really excited and all of a sudden that switches and I have to cancel, they already know why. They already know why. They don't have to ask. They keep their distance for a few hours and they'll come back and check in and those things. And by the way, that's what a friend does. That's a real friend. Reason why I say I only have two. Anyway, but it's a hard struggle, and it's one of those things that you can't explain. It's like explaining to a blind person what the color blue looks like. How do you explain that? Unless you've seen the color blue, there's no way you can explain that. I think that's the same way with mental illness. When someone is actively struggling with depression, how do you explain that to someone who has no depression issues whatsoever? How do you explain that? And I hope this doesn't sound stupid or inappropriate, but that's when I will show people movies. I'll show people movies of people that are going through depression. One that's recently come out that I think it's the best indie movie that I've seen this year. And that would be I'm Thinking of Ending Things. That's the name of the movie. I'm Thinking of Ending Things. It was a fantastic movie. It's one of those movies you have to watch 3 or 4 times to fully get the scope of what's going on in that movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but just to give a brief overview, it takes place between 3 characters. It takes place between a kind of a younger guy and a younger woman. And it switches back to a old janitor in a school. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil anything else of it. I have my own theory of what's going on with that movie. It would be fun to talk about. Adam, over at Your Movie Sucks, did a video on it. And, oh, by the way, I love Adam. He's absolutely fantastic. His video with the Lion King and Kimba, the White Lion, and the whole thing between who copied who and blah, 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 blah. His video was fantastic because it feels like for the first time someone actually watched it. All of those videos comparing the two always infuriated me because they're taken completely out of context. Like, you clearly have not watched Kimba. Clearly. Because the stuff you're picking out, most of it is from the movie that was made, Kimba the Jungle Emperor. That was made after The Lion King. So who's copying who? And anyway, he made some great comparisons, so check him out. YourMovieSucks.com. I'm sure a lot of you people know about that. But yeah, he's not like he's a small channel. He's big, but he's a good one. Come on. Come on. Ah, it says, oh, in the DMs of Twitter, that kind of did help me. I still got some depressions, and then I got out of it. And it sways back and forth, and it did help. Oh, Doug, I'm sorry. I just realized I was reading yours. So here's something else. If I'm gonna ask a question. How many of you guys have played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice? How many of you guys have played that? Put something in chat if you've played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I want to know who has played it. Oh, whoops. I didn't move up the chat again. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So it looks like a lot of you guys haven't. So I'm going to make one big game recommendation. Hold on, I'm seeing some more chats come through. Where the person does the thing. There's lots of games like that, by the way. So if you get a chance, either look up, I really suggest you play it because it is something to be experienced. So I'm just going to give a little overview of what the game's about. I'm not going to get into spoilers or anything like that because, oh my goodness, if I could, I'd give every single one of you the money to go and get it right now and play it with super amazing V-Moda headphones because it is a head trip. But basically what it is you play the role of a Celtic warrior. She is not a Viking, by the way. So if you've seen that, you think she's a Viking, you're wrong. She is a Celtic warrior that is going into the land of the Norsemen to reclaim her loved one, Dillion. And to do so, she, since he had been sacrificed to the Viking god of the keeper of Helheim, Hela, she then has to venture into the land of the dead, Helheim, to bargain with Hela to get his soul back. And I love showing games to my grandmother. She finds the more artistic ones really awesome. And both of us bawled like babies at the end of this game. It is amazing. It is the closest thing I've ever played that if you don't have depression or mental illness, play this game. Like actually hold the controller and play it, and you will feel what some of these things are like to experience in real life. As close as you can, obviously. But it is it's a truly incredible, incredible game. So if you ever get a chance, even if you don't want to play it, if you want to see what everyone, it's an old game now, but if you want to see what it's about, I would suggest looking up, I think his name, is it MC Ice and Fire? Or MK Ice and Fire? Anyway, he's a really good playthrough channel that doesn't do commentary, because you don't want anyone talking over this game. You need your full attention. You have awesome headphones, and it is incredible. I love it. If you've watched any of my videos, or I think I've only said this in maybe a couple videos, but my version of the top 10 best video games is a round table that you have to have a golden ticket to be invited to. And Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice definitely gets a golden ticket, for sure. And most games that I get a console for, I will give a golden ticket. So like the Last Guardian. The Last Guardian is the reason why I bought a PlayStation 4. So that one gets a golden ticket for me because it hits you in the feels. And I like games that hit you in the feels. I gotta pant again. There. And unfortunately, Cyberpunk, man, CD Projekt Red, man, guys, if you haven't seen it, Sony pulled Cyberpunk from the PlayStation Store. So you can no longer get Cyberpunk 2077 digitally on the PlayStation Network store. Can't do that anymore. It's been taken off. That's very interesting, and it's very specifically because of their review or the refund policy. Yeah, so because of that, Sony took them out. And you know, I don't think I can get mad at Sony. I really don't think I can. You know, CD Projekt Red had a lot of time, and the buck stops with them. And I am hoping and praying that we're not getting a Bethesda Fallout 76 kind of thing. That the thing that scares me is CD Projekt Red is saying some of the same stuff that Bethesda did. You know, Bethesda with Fallout 76 was saying, you know, well, this is, you know, it's kind of like that Aliens Colonial Marines. This is a vertical slice, what we showed you. You know, here's a roadmap of all the things we're going to do, all the updates we're going to do, all the things we're going to add in. I mean, at launch, they didn't have a push-to-talk feature. And it's like, what? How did you not put in a push-to-talk feature? I mean, I'm a relatively new PC gamer, and even I know that's 101. You have a push-to-talk feature. How did you guys screw that up? Anyway, point is that from that game, Fallout 76, that's Bethesda, to where people are very worried about the next installment of the Elder Scrolls series. What's going to happen? I know, and that's kind of scary for those games. Who knows? Maybe Skyrim is going to be the best good one we had. I certainly hope not. That'd be upsetting. Anyway, but CD Projekt Red is unfortunately saying the same thing. And they're saying, you know, we know how this game is right now. And the patch they put out that made it playable on the PlayStation 4 has absolutely just bombarded the PC version. And I think that the reason why they jumped on the PlayStation one so fast was because they, you know, they got it pulled from the store. So now it's all hands on deck to get that game back on the PlayStation Store. Because their stock, like, I think their stock's a little bit better now. But at the point of release, their stock dropped by 20%. Not 20 points, 20%. And it's like, oh, that hurts. But at the same time, CD Projekt Red is not your friend. They never were. Bethesda was not your friend. They never were. Nintendo is not your friend. They never were. Sony, EA, Activision, Ubisoft, they're not your friends. They never were. These are corporations. And the bad thing is that the developers and the people on the ground level are going to catch all of the crap for it, but it's the suits that make the decision. So, you know, they're going to dodge everything, and they're going to say, well, the developer said this, and the developer said it was like, no, you're the suit. You're the team lead. Your job's to lead. That's like me as the head office manager going and saying, it's her fault. She did it. No, I'm the head office manager. Something goes wrong, my head gets put on a pike. So it's my job to make sure that things get taken care of. You can't just push that off on somebody else. That's not okay. That's not what a team lead does. If a team lead's doing that, that's a bad team lead. That needs to be changed. So, I don't know. I'm not like Angry Joe or some of those guys that's more, it is really hot in this thing. I can't stress that enough, how hot this is. But anyway, I had a feeling that that Cyberpunk 2077 was not going to be as good as what people thought it was going to be. When you have a game that's been in development for 7 years and we're getting right down to the wire, and they have those kind of delays. They had 3 different delays. Was it 2 or 3? I'm pretty sure it was 3. But that disturbed me, especially when their tagline, I don't know if any of you guys saw the original tagline, but it was, you know, when is it coming out? When it's ready. And it wasn't ready, guys. It wasn't ready. You know? I don't know if maybe if there was investors that were turning the screws, or their stockholders were thinking about, you know, trying to sell or something. Or, I mean, CD Projekt Red isn't stupid. They're a business. They're not stupid. They knew that putting it out in this state wasn't going to work well. I just don't know why they would have done that. Was it, you know, could it be that Sony is there and they're saying, hey, we gave you this money, you better get this out. 7 years, you know, you get this out. Kind of like with Anthem. Anthem was like that. I mean, Anthem didn't even know what game they were making until the E3 trailer. And then they had, what, a year and a half? And to be fair, Anthem is really good considering all of the nonsense that went on with that game. Ugh. That's so disappointing. So disappointing. Okay, let's see. I saw a Discord invite in your YouTube channel page. Problem is, I can't get into the Discord due to the fact that it's expired. So, the reason for that is that I didn't understand that there were different times that I could put, times I could put on the link. I didn't know that. And I thought I had changed that, but clearly I have not. So, you know, I don't know if my other members can invite. Can they? Can they not? Well, anyway, if nothing else, when I get done with this live stream and it gets put on YouTube as a regular video, I'll go into the description and I'll put a fresh link. And the next time I'm at my computer, I will change that with a permanent link to the Blackout Raiders. So, I'll definitely do that. Thank you for letting me know, though. I didn't know that was being an issue. Let's have bad ventilation. I think it doesn't have... No, this has no ventilation. This has no ventilation. That's the ventilation. So it, yeah. Actually, I gotta fix something. Might as I reach down. Wah! Gotta fix something real quick. Don't mind me, don't mind me. There we go. That's better. That's better. What's the reason why I'm talking a little weird? Yeah. No, ventilation is not good. Ah, here's one. This is from Drogoth. Can I call you Drogoth? I'll call you Drogoth. It's really off topic, but have you seen my ASMR vids? I need help with them. By the way, my name is pronounced Drogoth. Drogoth? I don't know if that O is supposed to have a hard accent or not. See, that's why I gotta hear it. Because I'm stupid with words. I'm better with hearing the things. And, you know, since I took those 2 weeks off, I haven't watched many ASMR videos. I was, you know, not in a really good place. But anyway, point is that I will watch them. Is there something in particular that you'd like help with? I mean, I'm not some ASMR master or anything, but if there's any kind of suggestions that I can give, certainly will. But let me know, what are you struggling with? What's messing up? He's reaching into his skin. No, I'm not. I'm reaching into my into the mouth. Oh, there's another one. So if there's very specific ones you want me to see, do like what Umbre is doing, where you put the blackout Viking thing on there because I can see that in my bad eyes. So I can see that. Oh, yeah. That was the one about the expired. But those are sticking out. So I can see them about. I can see them better. Let's see. Hugs the dragon. Aw, they're so nice. I get hugs. I get hugs. Oh, that. You mean hugs like that? Hugs. Yeah, I got a unicorn. What of it? You want to scrap? Come on, we'll scrap. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Nightfall. I'm wondering who made your suit. So, Foxy Socks Studios. Foxy, SOX Studios. She made this. She was really excited to work on a dragon, and I told her that, you know, what all this stuff meant, and she went over and above. She even added from the artwork, because I wasn't expecting this. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Let's see, maybe it will. But there's actually individual plates on the horns, and she showed me a picture. She had cut all of them out and hand sewed all of those, and man, she did a fantastic job. There's been some people that have criticized the head and been like the transition here apparently isn't good, or the transition, like the blending for the T-zone wasn't very good. Are you kidding me? I think it's absolutely perfect. I don't know what I would change. She even got the, like, well, this I know you're not gonna see, but if you ever see the back, there's single and then double. See, like this one, there's a double, single, and then double, and that was part of the character design, and she caught that without me saying anything. I mean, to be fair, she's a professional, so she should, but that was awesome. That was an attention to detail that she caught that I would have missed, and I wouldn't have cared if she missed it. I was so excited. I was so happy. Oh. Yeah, I like unicorns. Not as much as dragons, but I do like them. Oh yes, Serene? No, I'm not listening to the haters, because I'm just here blocking out the haters. Oh, I feel dirty. I can't believe I did that on camera. Ugh. On a live stream, no less. Let's see, what kind of non-fiction language do you like best? That's an interesting one. I'm not sure. I haven't done a ton of reading on a lot of fantasy stuff, so not particularly sure. Let's see. Yeah, love the unicorn plushie. Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? I love it. Let's see. Should put your suit in your shirt. Collar is opening. Collar is covering the base of the head. Oh. What, you saying I should tuck it in? Oh, like this. Like that? That better? Is that better? Do I look better now? Do I look better? Hopefully so. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Oh. Lua? Is that how you pronounce it? Aw, thank you for making my day once again. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Let's see. That was cringy. Oh, yes it was. It was very cringy. It was very, very cringy. Yeah. Love the unicorn. Oh boy, let's see. Oh, that was the head off. Let's see. Do I like Pink Floyd? So when it comes to Pink Floyd, I'm not a super fan. Not that I don't like him, I just haven't heard a lot of his stuff. When I was in high school and everyone was kind of doing their own thing, the band that I listened to the most in high school was System of a Down, by far. Absolutely loved it. It was the first band that I ever listened to that would curse in their music. Oh, I thought they were so cool. Like, I'm listening to a band that says the F word. Oh, I'm cool now. I was very desperate to be cool. Speaking of, I want to show you guys something else. Let me grab it real quick. Don't go away. My messenger bag. Oh, see, I like carrying around a messenger bag, and I'm trying to cover it with pins. And let's see. There's a particular show that has been on the internet recently in the past several months, and I really like it. Can you tell what the two shows are? I don't know if you can tell what two shows I like on the internet. Can you tell? Yeah, I like Hell of a Boston Has Been Hotel. Blitz knows that. Don't you, Blitz? You know I like that. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Your costume is great. Mine, honestly, is bad because I made it myself. So, Drogoth, I'm gonna... Drogoth Dragon? Anyway, I'm gonna pause you right there. See, the thing is, though, is that you're able to make it on your own. So, I bet you learned a lot when you were making it. And those are skills that I don't have. I had to pay someone $750 just for this. And that's not including anything else. So, I have a lot of respect for people that can make their own stuff like that, because certainly isn't a thing I can do. I have to pay someone to make my stuff because I don't have that kind of skill. Actually, I wonder if I have any of my art books in here. I'm gonna see. Let me make sure. I'm gonna take you with me. Let's see if I can find any of my art books. Let's see. Oh, this is where I have all my dragon stuff. All kinds of things. This is a position. This, and I have the certificate for it. This is a piece of a raptor's tooth. It's pretty stinking cool. I'm not even joking. That's what that is. All right, let's see. Do I have all my art books in here? Let's see. That's not an art book. Neither is that. Oh, now that feels like an art book. Let's see. Do I have anything else? Uh-oh. There's Oh, I know what those are. Took me a minute. I don't think I have any of my art books in here. Or I just can't see. I'm gonna use you for a second as light. Oh, that's one of them. Sorry, I hope none of you are getting motion sick. Oh no, that is not one of my art books. Dang it, what did I do with all my art books? What did I do with them? And holding you up with one hand is not helping. Ah, here's an art book that actually has stuff in it. Sorry about that. Hope none of you guys are dizzy or something. Whew. get you set back up where you were. There we go. How's that? Should be back a little more, huh? Let's see. How about that? Is that pretty good? Can we do that, or should I down a little more? Oh, there we go. There, that's better. How about that? You know what? I'm gonna plug you in so it just doesn't shut off all of a sudden. There we go. Oh my gosh, we've been doing this for a little while. That's okay. So, pardon me while I pant. Okay, we better now. Let's see. Oh yes, let's see. Amount of times I want to hug you is over 10. Oh my goodness. The love feels so good. Oh. Don't look. Don't look. Here, I'll block you. I'll censor it. There. It was there the whole time. You didn't see it. Whoops. Shh. Okay. Let's see. I wonder if I have any dates on any of these. Oh. Apparently I just drew a couple eyes on that one. Just a couple of eyes. I don't know why I drew that. There's a whole bunch of stuff torn out of this book. What did I do with everything? Oh. So a lot of these are redraws that I was using for practice. Anyone can figure out who that is? Who's the artist on that one? I think everyone can figure out who that is. But that's just practice art. So that, I don't claim that as mine. It's strictly just me using, if you don't know who that is, that's Fluke. And I was just redrawing one of his pieces, so that is not mine. And this one is also a redraw, but I can't remember who the artist is. Oh, I feel so bad. I don't remember who the artist was. But this is another one I was redraw. I was trying to do, so the hand's way too big, but you get the, whoops. But you get the idea of what I was going for, kind of thing. Whoops. Almost knocked my phone across the room. Let's see. So many hugs, people, so many hugs. Oh, I love it. Nitro. You can just call me Nitro. Oh, that's awesome. So seeing the wolf name reminded me, I had said this on my Discord, but I just discovered this game out of the blue. Supposedly it's coming out, I think it's February 2nd or something like that of this coming year, 2021. And it's called Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood, I think is what it's called. But look it up, because it looks really good. At least what they have looks good. Basically, you're like trying to take down this corporation that's bleeding the planet dry, and you have three forms. You have your human form, you have your feral wolf form, like a traditional like wolf form, and then number 3, you have your werewolf form, like full-on werewolf. And your werewolf has 2 specific stances, kind of like the remake of Final Fantasy VII. You have your fast jumping around, quick slashes, all that, and then you have your stance where you don't move very much, but you hit a lot harder. And then you can go into your ultra rage mode, which your arms start glowing. It looks really cool. But yeah, it's called Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood. And it looks really good. Right now it's on pre-order for $30, and hopefully with the Cyberpunk 2077 people learn to curb that pre-order a little bit. Just curb it just a little bit. I feel so bad for people that you know, went to get Cyberpunk 2077. You think it's going to be a great game, and I feel so bad for those people. Let's see. This is Nightfall. Do you like musical theater? Also, I want to give you 25,600 hugs. Aw, I'd rather have that than dollars, actually. I'd rather have the $25,000 or $25,000 hugs. That's an expensive hug. Woo! It's like a hug from Oprah. Let's see. I can't see what that is. You guys see what that is? I don't know what I was drawing there. I think I was starting to draw an action line on something. Ooh, okay. Alright, so this is a character from a video game. I will give you the Platinum Star of the Day to the first person who can name what the character is. Okay, we'll give you 2. So there's 2 stars up for grabs. You will get a silver star if you can tell me who this character is, like their title, and you get the Platinum Star of the Day, of the week, of the upcoming week, the Platinum Star, if you can tell me what game this is from. This character is very hard to get. Anyone know? Because this is exactly what the character's model looks like when you get this character. Who is it? What game is it from? Any guesses? Let's see. Oh yeah, and put the blackout Viking things in front so I can see it. Let's see. Umbre doesn't know. Looks like. Sorry, I'm covering up my face. I shouldn't do that. Let's see. I'm gonna switch. Is that better? That way you can see me. Let's see. Let's see. I found the wasp in my room. You found a wasp in your room. Fun fact, the last place I was living in, I had a nest of yellow jackets that nested in the wall of my bedroom, and I could hear them chewing through the drywall. That is a real-life horror story, my friends. Woo! That's a B-movie tie-in all over it. Let's see. Oh, I'm in the wrong area. Something from Hollow Knight. It is before Hollow Knight. You're thinking a little bit too modern. This is an old game. It was on PlayStation 1 and Nintendo DS, so it's old. The wasp is in your mask. Oh no, don't put wasps in your mask. We talked about that. No mask swaps. Let's see. Anybody have any guesses? All right. There's a silver star and a platinum star, and if anyone can figure it out. Confused screaming. Yes, that was a very scary time. Let's see. Can't guessed. Confuzzled. Alright, so this is a hard one. So if any of you have played Final Fantasy Tactics, I think she might be in Tactics Advanced also, but in Final Fantasy Tactics, this is the mime. This is the female version of the mime. Really powerful character if you knew how to use her. But yeah, this was a character in the strategy guide. There's like a little picture of her, and I just kind of did the same outline. It's really simple. I mean, it's not very difficult, so it was pretty easy to blow up bigger. But yeah, the mime from Final Fantasy Tactics. That was a hard one. It was okay. Gotta pant again. Oh, I have wasp spray. Speaking of wasp spray, if you don't want to pay money for a big thing of like capstan for pepper spray, use wasp spray. That has capstan in it, and believe me, that will stop somebody. They won't want to attack you after being blasted in the face with that. Okay, so this one might be a little bit easier. So this is going to be for the Bronze Star. If anyone can guess the name of this character and what game this character is from. Oh, the wasp nest that's taken over cars. I've seen them do that. Yeah. I knew someone once upon a time that tented bees. So I've actually been inside of a swarm of about 180,000 bees. And they were honeybees, of course, Corneolans and Italians. And they were awesome. Yeah, I had on the head covering, a tank top, and shorts. That's it. And yeah, the bees didn't give two minutes to even check me out. They were busy doing their own thing, and it's incredible to be right smack dab in the middle where you know you can't get away from them. Like if they chose to attack, there's no way I'm getting away from these 180,000 bees. Like you are screwed. And it was awesome. Like they had their own city. And it was just moving, and you're like, whoa, I've never been to this town before, this big city. They don't got time for you. At one point, I was watching as the females, when they go in and get their pollen, when they would come in and land, as soon as they would land on the entrance of the hive, of the box, there'd be like 5 different bees, and they would all just, and they looked like they were fighting. Like they were tackling her and rolling all over the place, and then very quickly those 5 would just woof, go away into the hive. And then she would kind of get up, kind of shake around a little bit, and zzz, go off and do her thing. And sorry, I'm losing my breath. So we decided to look up that behavior. And what it is when the females get the pollen and they would bring it back in so that the bees didn't have to waste time with having that female have to go inside the hive, try and orientate, okay, where does this pollen need to go? Hey, females. Jesse, where's this pollen? Where does this go? So instead of all of that, as soon as they come in, the other bees would roll themselves all over her to get the pollen off of her. And then she would instantly go back to where she knows there's more pollen. And since these bees are working in the hive, they know right where to take the pollen and the nectar to start making honey. And we thought that was so cool. But so I'm sitting there and I'm watching them do this, and all of a sudden I'm getting tapped in the side of the head. And I turn and I look, and the drones, those are the males. The males have no stinger. They can't do anything to you. Boy, are they intimidating. Because their buzz is really low, and they're big and beefy, and they were headbutting me. And I'm thinking, like, what the hell is your problem? What are you headbutting me for? And I turned around, and there was a solid wall of bees, and they had all stopped. And they're hovering in midair. I mean, a wall. Like, it was like I couldn't see all the way through them. They were so thick. And they were just holding there. And what the males were doing is like, hey, yo, get the hell out of the way. We're trying to get business moving here, and you're standing in the way. Get the hell out of the way. And as soon as I moved, the drones went back into the hive, and the bees continued on like normal. Oh my God. That was an incredible experience. Oh, I loved it to death. It was so awesome. But yeah, it was incredible. He had, how many hives did he have? I think he had 8. He had 4 on one side. So they were like two benches, 4 on one side, 4 on the other. And you would start on one side and start working around. And beekeeping little trick. Don't mess with your bees. Don't open them up. Open them up maybe once a month. The #1 mistake of new beekeepers is opening up their bees too much. Because the more times you get in there, the queen is going to be like, oh, I don't know how safe this is. She's going to leave. Everyone's going to follow her. Right? So when you get your bees in your box, you're not keeping them. Like, you're not trapping them. If your bees are in their box, it's because the queen has chosen to stay there. She can revoke that anytime. Anytime you can go out and look at your hives and the bees might be gone. It just depends. You're just giving them basically a free house. And if the queen feels safe enough, she'll keep paying rent. But if she doesn't feel safe, she's out of there. So it's an interesting relationship that beekeepers have with their bees. Anyway, so when we were checking, it was his monthly check to look at the females or the queens to make sure that they were doing good, because he had a couple of hives that had a couple of new queens that were growing. So you can tell when you look at the honeycomb. You guys know what honeycomb looks like, right? Well, when you pull out your shelf to look, you'll see that there'll be a honeycomb that's huge. It's like that big, and it looks like a drip of snot. That's just a big thing. That is a new queen. It means that the old queen believes that there's so many bees in this hive that they can't feed them all. So she's making a new queen. As soon as that queen hatches, she's gonna go, hey, get the hell out of here. Go on, get. And when she leaves, half to a third of the bees that are currently in this hive are they're gonna go and they're gonna follow her. And that's called splitting a hive. And that's really hard to do artificially, because in the meantime, while this queen is in this thing, the hive is being around her. They're used to how she smells. They're used to feeding this new queen. When you have a hive that rejects a queen, it's very difficult to get a new queen, because the hive has to agree to this queen. So you can pay a couple $100s for a new Coriolan queen, and as soon as she comes out, they can kill her immediately. It just depends on if the hive feels comfortable with her or not. It's pretty incredible. Anyway, so we were checking all of those, and so since they're in such close proximity, all the bees will talk to each other. It's so cool. They'll actually talk to each other. So as you're going around and you're popping up all of these supers, they're supers. They're called honey supers. That's what it is. The actual boxes are called supers. When we got around to the last one, he said, no, I'm not going to mess with these guys. I'm not going to pull any shelves out of the super. And he said, when a hive will give you a ton of warnings before they actually strike. Right? They're going to warn you over and over and over to leave us alone. And this was their first method of doing that. When we had gotten to all of those, because we have upset 7 out of 8 of these hives. So that last hive is going, okay, they had a problem, they had a problem, they had a problem, and it's coming this way. Okay, we're getting nervous, we're getting nervous. And when we opened it up, he said, put your face in there and just take a big whiff. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, stick your face in there and smell it and tell me what you smell. And when you put your face in there and smell it, it smells like toasted almonds. That is exactly what it smells like. Toasted almonds. And he said that is all the pheromones from the bees all collecting together, and they're literally saying, leave us the hell alone. And that's your first warning that they're pissed. Leave us alone. You smell all those almonds. And it's like, okay, no problem, ladies. You just watch your stories and have a nice salad, and I'm going to stand over here. But when you'll actually hear individual bees too. When you have the hive, there'll be you hear a couple little high-pitched ones. Those are usually older bees that are really testy, and they get kind of nasty. And I had one since I didn't have a suit on, you know, they would land on you. Not as much as you would think, but they would land on you just to check you out. A couple of the males did. They'll go and they'll kind of like, okay, all right, you're fine, not going to worry about you. And so I had one of those bees, and my friend was next to me, and this bee landed on my arm. It started spinning around. We're like, what the hell is this bee doing? And it's trying to get attention. And once this female decides she's done, when she thought I was watching, she turned around, she stuck out her stinger, like you literally see it whip, pop out. She put the stinger on my arm, and she just drug it. Like that. And then she flew away. I looked at my friend, I'm like, the hell was that? What is that? And he goes, buddy, she just flipped you off. That's her saying that, hey, here's my stinger. I have no problem sticking you. So you just want to let you know at any point, I can plug you if I feel like it. And then she flew away, and it's like, jeez. Oof. Easy. Didn't know I was going to piss you off. But it's cool to see them all work as the hive mind, but that individually they can all have little personalities too. And it's just absolutely fascinating to me. Anyway, there's my diatribe on bees. Now you know. Man, I am going all over the place. Are you having trouble keeping up? My mind is going a million miles an hour. Ooh, just like this chat. Ooh. I am slightly afraid of bees because I got stung at the underground hive and got stung multiple times after it got unstuck. So let's see, who was that? That was Shadow Brony. So when you got stung by an underground hive, I don't know without seeing them, but that doesn't sound like bees. That sounds like wasps. Those guys are, the wasps are the drunk, angry cousin. They're the ones, and unfortunately the honeybees usually catch all the flack for it. Bad thing is that the honeybee is the insect that causes the most deaths. But that's because of anaphylactic shock. From being allergic and your throat closes up, you can't breathe, dead. Sorry, if someone in your family has died from a bee sting, that was probably insensitive. Sorry about that. Gotta pant again. Okay. So, anyway, sorry about that, but that sounds like wasps. Honeybees usually don't go underground. They can. I mean, they're opportunistic too, so it wouldn't surprise me. Let's see. Ooh. Chiluk Zone 72. Story time about me. I want to hear this. 2 days ago was my school's virtual Christmas party where there's full of games and special numbers, entertainment offered by select students of the class. I was one of the special numbers. Oh, well, congratulations. That's always nice when you can be caught for those kind of things. I feel so sorry for you guys that are having to do virtual stuff. I don't celebrate Christmas or any of the holidays. I don't look down on anyone who does or anything like that. There's several reasons that I don't celebrate holidays. Like I said, there's lots of reasons. I don't want to get preachy or anything like that. Some of them are for religious reasons, and this is something that I don't think I've said before, so I'll say it here in this live stream. I mean, good grief, if you watch the live stream to this point, you get to learn this special bit. I'm an ordained minister. You wouldn't know it by looking at me, would you? But yeah, I'm an ordained minister. And so, yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm the best glowing example of what an ordained minister should be, but I'm just an example of another broken human being doing their best. it's kind of upsetting to me that anyone who, the stereotype of anyone who's involved with religion is either that they're stupid, they're gullible, or they're judgmental. And I resent all three of those. I cannot stand stupidity. Someone who's gullible is easily taken advantage of, and that's not cool. And being judgmental is quite literally the worst of those three. And that's the reason why I don't talk about religion very much, is because usually one of those pops up. And if someone wants to think I'm stupid, don't very much care about that. I hope I'm not gullible. I know I can be, but I hope I'm not. But the judgmental is the one that's the worst. That's what keeps me from talking about religion or the fact that I'm an ordained minister, is because I'm afraid of the judgmental, that people will think that I'm going to judge them. And it's like, well, I drink. Oh, I like having a beer after work. I can't tell that to him. And it's like, are you kidding me? I don't drink beer. I drink scotch. I am not any better than anybody else. And a hot tip. So if you know a religious person that's judgmental, ask them about the scripture that says how you judge is how you will be judged. So if you're a religious person and you're walking around and you judge all of these people, according to the Bible, that's how you're going to be judged back. So maybe you should be a little bit more forgiving. Anyway, sorry, that's the sermon for the day, boys and girls. Let's see. Oh. There was more of that for Clutch Zone. It says, what I did was tell an original Christmas winter-themed story I wrote about my two OCs, original characters, sitting down and struck up a long, deep conversation. Oh, that sounds cool. But when I decided to take it to the next level and made a whole art about it, throw it all into PowerPoint, and do some voice acting as well. That's fantastic. I love watching people create. It's important. I think art is very important. I think that art can be just as important as the sciences, because it gets your mind working. Science, and understanding the living world around you is extremely important. When it rains, you should be able to explain why. When you get sick, you should be able to explain to someone how they got sick. I think that being an artist, or being interested or being taught the arts, I think teaches you to look at the world through a different lens. There's personality involved in there too, right? So the person with a science mind who looks at roses what's the genus of this rose? What's the breed of this rose? Is there a way that we can increase its color? Is there a way we can darken it or lighten it? Or what's some sciencey stuff we can do with this rose? And the artist will look at it and be able to look at something so small as a rose and have it be utterly, utterly breathtaking. And I think especially, living how things are now, those little things mean more than they ever did. And I think that being an artist that can look at those things, and I think that's super important for just mental stability, to be able to be going through hell in your personal life. You're having a really bad day at work or at school, whatever the case may be. The artist can look out the window and see a woodpecker pecking on a tree and think that that is an absolutely miraculous moment. And I think that that's a big skill set. I think it's a huge skill set. And it's something you can't teach. Some people have it, some people don't. Of course, that's where the personality comes in. I think it's awesome. It's important. So good for you in creating. Continue to create. Don't stop creating. Let's see. Aw, Nightfall says, I gotta sleep. I'm gonna watch one of your videos. They helped me so much. Good night, everyone. Oh, that's awesome. I need to make some more ASMRs. I got really upset with the furry stuff. Snowball, Arrowheart, Non-Human Hands, and Pocket Fox. We had a little bit of a falling out, so it really soured me to the whole thing because I didn't want to be lumped in with them. And I don't want to get into a bunch of drama, but there's a reason that all of a sudden my drive to make those videos just stopped. And most of the time when I'm really excited about something, then all of a sudden it just stops. Something happened or something's going on. But no, I've been able to process that, and now I think I'm ready to go back and make some more stuff. I like doing other things, but I liked making ASMR. I like making ASMR. I think it's fun. Let's see. Let's look at some more stuff. Oh, here's Blitz. Personally, I'm a Christian, but don't like a holier than thou kind of thing. I just try to be my best and to be a good person. And I think that's the whole point. I think that's the whole point. The whole point of the Bible, when you're reading through it, it was guidelines, you know. If you read Leviticus, a lot of the Mosaic law was about cleanliness and things that they had never, you know, figured out before. That was so different. I mean, if you excuse me while I get on, you know, when I start preaching again, but take a dead body. The Egyptians treated that completely different, and their sickness was rampant because how they dealt with dead bodies. And I'm not talking about the embalming process. That was revolutionary. I'm talking about some of the beliefs and when they would take them out for certain celebrations, take out the dead bodies, and you know, and then in Leviticus they're being told you need to bury him. You need to bury him in this spot. Anyone who comes in contact with the dead body has to wash themselves, and they have to quarantine for a certain amount of days. That was all stuff that they had never heard of before, and that was a big thing for the time. Like people that were sick needed to be in a particular spot. A woman that was pregnant had to be treated in a very specific way. Even to the point of when you're digging a place to go to the bathroom, where you should dig it, how far it should be away, how far it should be to water, all those kind of things. Those are things they didn't know. There was no way for them to know those things. So a lot of them are guidelines. You know, and like I said, I don't mean to get preachy. So if someone's uncomfortable, I apologize. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. Let's see. Hope that does not make anyone uncomfortable, is it? I'm sure not. Uh-oh. Doug Lewis. you wussed out. You need encouragement to kill the wasp. Well, wasps are evil, so go for it. Alright, let's see. It's getting spooky now. I'm watching this and watching scary things. What are you watching that's scary? What scary things are you watching? Do I want to know? Is your personal FBI agent cringing? How do you know that I'm not your personal FBI agent? How do you know? It's just it, you don't. Oh boy. Let's see. Oh, Scotch. Yes. Scotch is very good. Very good. But the last couple of minutes have been really chill. Best of luck to everyone in the chat and to me. Oh, thank you, Arthur. That was very nice. Give my encouragement to kill it like a pep talk. Is that a challenge? You know what? Kill it with kindness. Kill it with kindness. That's what you gotta do. You gotta be kind and kill it with kindness. And what I mean by that is any kind of fabric or newspaper that can be rolled up, call it kindness, and then just kill it with kindness. You can do that, can't you, Doug? I believes in you. I believes in you. See, this is going to be your first step on the Jedi path, right? That's your first step. You have to face fear, but there is no fear. There is no emotion. There is no passion, right? Those are the tenets. There's only. Let's see. Can I find the tenets in here? Give me a minute while I look for them. Nope, those are the ranks. Hold on. Nope, those are the classes, or clans, I mean. Where's the tenets? Is that in the Padawan stuff? Let's see. Oh, well, that's a galaxy map. It talks about the different beasts and things that are out there in that world. So far, far away. Oh, that's when it's talking about the lightsabers and the 7 stances. I think I might have gone too far. Well, anyway. Oh, I never talked about that part. Yes. So, let's go back to the competition, okay? Tell me who this character is and what game it's from. And you get it right, you get a bronze star. Okay? Good, I go spray of kindness. There you go. That's it, you got it. Okay. Ready? All right. This is if I drew it good enough. Alright. So who is this and what game is this from? Anyone have any guesses? It's kind of obscure. You may not know it. Anyone have any ideas? Absolutely. Sly Koopa. My cousin just absolutely loved and adored Sly Cooper. And, oh, there just so happens to be a dragon on the back of it. You know, as you do. That was my favorite dragon that I've ever drawn. What is that guy? Nice feral dragon. I love dragons. And as you see, I made his tail really long because long tails are the best. I don't think I have any more in here. Oh, whoops. Nope, I'm wrong. So, just how that mine was from Final Fantasy Tactics. There we go. That's the thief from Final Fantasy Tactics. Let's see. Oh, and of course, gotta have the wizard. Right? Gotta love the wizard. I wonder if my Spyro drawing's in here. Might be. I'm not sure. Oh. I drew a guitar for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why I drew that. What did I draw? No. I drew a bunch of just weird stuff. Oh. Oh. I drew this in middle school. I don't know why I gave him earrings. Or earring. But, yeah, here you go. Jeez. Oh. That's the last one I have in this one. Is that. Let's see. Do I have a year on that? I think I was still in junior high when I drew that. I think so. I don't have any of my recent stuff in here. I'll have to do that for my next live stream. Bring all the recent stuff in there. Let's see. Yes, long tails. Yes, long tails. Long tails be best. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Aw, well, thank you. Let's see. Let me get it right. Oculus. Thank you for the support. I've actually been doing some other stuff too. I gotta remember I can't see. So let me see if I can find it real quick. There's another project that I am working on, almost finished. Still up here? Ah, there it is. So, something that I got into quite a while ago is cross stitch. I love cross stitch. It's really relaxing. I need to wash this one and frame it. This is the last one that I finished. And yeah, I really like doing cross stitch. It's really relaxing, and I am pretty good about keeping my backs really really neat and tidy. I do a very specific, I think it's a British way of doing it. I don't know if that's inappropriate to say, but the woman that I watched on YouTube a long time ago that was showing how to do it was from Britain, and she said that there was several ways of doing it, and this is just the way that she learned how to do it, and so I just did the same thing, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'll show you the one I'm working on now that is going to take literal years to finish. Let's see. So, because I like to be able to sit down and do it without thinking too much, I do stamped cross stitch, which is, so there's stamped and there's counted. So counted means you have like a piece of paper that looks like a black and white picture of whatever it is you're doing, and they will all have numbers and symbols, and each number and symbol corresponds to a specific color. Well, stamped is the same thing, only it's the little box has been colored in. So this is the one that I have been working on, and I don't know if you can tell what that's supposed to be when it's done. Oh. But it's going to be two wolves. I don't know if you can, I can't, it looks like one big blur to me, but you might be able to see what it is. It's two wolves. And all of this area on the outside, all of that is black. And as you see, you have to stitch in all that black manually. See, I've got a big old wad of black here. I think I have 9 blobs of those. Like, that's gonna take a long flipping time, but it is fun just to sit and just kind of, I'll put on, you know, I'll maybe watch an Angry Joe, or I'll watch, you know, I'll watch a Mystery Science Theater 3000 or a Riff Track or something like that, and I'll just zone out and do some cross stitch. And that's a nice way to spend the evening. Let's see. Oh, hello from Iowa. Iowa, that's my favorite Slipknot album. That's a fun one. Oh, well, let's see. Wait, I forgot I gotta tell the name. Umbri. Thank you for liking the cross stitch. Yeah, it's always nice. What's cross stitching? I've never heard of that before. Ooh, interesting. Well, let me tell you. So, what cross stitch is you have your thread, you know, it's like a regular piece of thread, and these, when you have a piece of thread, there's actually 6 strands that are all spun together. You unspin 2 of those, you put them on your needle, and the reason why it's called cross stitch, let's see if I can push this up really close. I don't know if my camera will catch it. But if you look, you can see that each one of those is like you've made a little X with your thread. And yeah, see, all of them have little X's. Try to see how close I can get, and it'll still stay in focus. You see, they're all little X's, and that's where the cross comes in cross stitch. So if I have my square and I put my needle in there, put it in there, you just made a cross, and that's where cross stitch comes in. And so cross stitch is a form of needlepoint, but it is not needlepoint. Try to figure that one out. Yeah. So there is specifically needlepoint, but under the heading needlepoint, cross stitch is one of those. And there's lots of different styles of how to go about doing cross stitch. I just like keeping my backs pretty clean, so I do a particular cast on and cast off. Not everyone has to do that though, it's kind of whatever. Let's see, do I have anything else that I've made? I don't think I have anything else in here, things that I made. It also doesn't help because I can't see. But anyway, so yeah, that's the cross stitch that I'm working on. And ooh, speaking of, so in chat, how many of you guys have played Fallen Order? Like the Star Wars Fallen Order game. And know, if I say the Ninth Sister, if you know who I'm talking about. I want to know if anyone's played that. Got a pant. Oh, Blitz. All Hope Is Gone. That's a really good album. That was a really good one. Their song Psychosocial, they played that on the radio all the time. It was awesome. Yes. Okay. So, anyone in chat who has played Fallen Order? Put it in there if you've played Fallen Order. No, there's no feeling fool. Mr. Lewis, you're fine. Don't feel a fool. Okay, so Oculus. So you've played it. Okay, so you'll know who this is. So what I'm showing you, this is volume 2 of all the Darth Vader comics. And let me get to it real quick. Give me just a moment. Let me find it. If you can see her. So the Ninth Sister is the ogre looking one. I'm trying to get a frame that actually shows her face, and they're showing everything but their faces. Yes, this is where the Jedi are trying to escape, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna find you. See, we're almost there. Almost there. Just a second. Just a minute. Now, where is it? Alright. It's Darth Vader being drowned. You know, as you do. Darth Vader drowning. Yes. Yes, Tarkin. We know this. Yes, this is how they all got in contact with the Jedi. Okay, so here's a good picture of her. Okay. So, this one right here. That's the Ninth Sister, right? So if you pay attention, and in the video that I did, that was the live stream that didn't work out, when I publish that, I point out she has a prosthetic right leg. In the very beginning, when you come off of the train, and the second sister comes out and says that there's a devotee, and you need to give yourself up or everyone's going to be executed at the very beginning. When she comes out, when this one comes out, you see that she's got a prosthetic leg. And this comic actually showed how she got that prosthetic leg. And it's super cool because you wouldn't know it unless you read the comics. You wouldn't know how she got that prosthetic leg. So let's see. So what happens is the clones that were sent after this Jedi, they were before the Order 66 had been announced, but at this point the clones are almost like droids. They've just been cloned so many times. And whoops, I must have passed it. Dang it. Let me see. Here we go. Let me see. I'm getting there. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Yeah, so here we go. So this is a Padawan. He didn't get to the rank of Master yet. But he's seeing that all of these clones are all newer clones. and they've never heard Order 66. And there's all of these Sith around. You just did this big talk about the only way you can become a Sith warrior at this point is you had to be a Jedi before, which all of them were. Which, if you played Fallen Order, you know that the second sister was a Padawan at one point. And he decides that since these clones had never heard this order before, he's going to tell them to enact Order 66. And all the clones that have never heard that term before all react, and they start firing on everybody that has a lightsaber, including the Sith lords. And there you go. So they turn. Oops. They turn. There's a big battle. It's pretty crazy. But the Sith realize that they're stuck. And they're not going to be able to get out of it. And being Sith, what do you think they do? So being Sith, you know, no loyalty among thieves. I think it's there. Is it there? I'm sorry, I really can't see. Can't see. I think it's right here. But he cuts off her leg and leaves her behind so that he can escape. And the only callback to that is if you watch in the very beginning of the game when she has that prosthetic, that's why. It's from right there. So, cool little tidbit. I thought that was really neat that they kept that continuity. Everyone. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading Joe. Says, and anyone in chat, has anyone watched So Random Things in Quarantine on Board Streaks? That's kind of like playing the Wikipedia game, where you look up one thing and you see how far removed you can get from the one thing you started on. Let's see. Oh, there we go. And now I'm hunted. She does. I never... Oh, this is Oculus. Wait, she does? I never realized that. It must be... I must be pretty dumb. Well, I mean, I didn't realize it either. Because the game makes no reference to it, which is another reason why I love this game so much. It makes no reference to it. It doesn't, like, bring your attention, does, like, a zoom in on her leg. It's just, if you've read the comics, there's a cool little Easter egg. Cool little private thing for you that no one else would have noticed. And that was really, really cool. And also the fact that all of the Sith Inquisitors don't ever refer to themselves by name. Because when you become a Sith Inquisitor, you no longer have a name. Which is the reason why that Padawan never refers to herself by her name. Trilla. When they call her Trilla, notice that she never refers to herself as Trilla. She never responds to that at all. It is always, when she's referred to, it is the second sister, which is how it is in the comics, that when you become a Sith Inquisitor, you no longer have a personal name. Which is, you know, that's another, supposed to be the Nazi connection thing, right? You no longer have personal identity. It's now group identity kind of thing. So, anyway, I thought that was really interesting. That was really interesting. And also in this one, if you guys ever get a chance, if you really like Star Wars, you should get this volume if you really like it. I am reading a part right now where Darth Vader, this volume is his rise through the Imperial Order. So this takes place from, I think it's maybe a year after he actually gets defeated on Mustafar. I think this is a year later. All of this stuff. What's the name of the guy that... It's a trap! That guy. Why can't I remember his name? Anyway, Darth Vader meets him for the first time. if you watch the new Star Wars movie, one of the Jedi has a premonition that one of the ships they're using is going to be used in the final standoff with the Sith. And it either has a premonition through the Force of what the name of the ship is going to be, which is the Raddus. There's a commander here, and his name is Raddus. And so, anyway, that was a cool little connection tie-in there. And but the part that I'm at where I'm reading this is Darth Vader asks Tarkin to do him one favor, one request, and Tarkin says like, "Okay, I will. What's your request?" And that is to go to a very specific planet, and he wants Tarkin to use as much as he can, as much men or whatever, to attempt to kill Darth Vader. He's like, I want you to put me to the test by having you and your best people come and try to kill me. And that is, oh, so I gotta show this. That's creepy as hell. That's just so flippin' creepy. Ugh. Let's see. Let me find it real quick here. I'm trying to get there. This is the big battle. Trying to find. Oh, yes. Blah, blah. Let me find it. Almost there. Yes. Here we go. There's that comic. That's the front part. Tarkin is hunting down Darth Vader. Kind of cool. Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I've been around Star Wars for a long time, but for whatever reason, Fallen Order just awakened this thing in me where it's like, gosh, I gotta learn more about this. Gotta learn more about what all this is. Let's see. Sorry while I'm going through this. Let's see. My sis really liked Star Wars. I should show her this. Yeah, it's got some really cool stuff. This is the new one that I got. This is in 4 parts. I don't think this is the first part. That's okay. I don't mind reading stuff out of order, but this is the new one that I got. There's that one. That one looks pretty good. And I think it's by the same artist. I haven't read through it yet, but it looks to be pretty darn good. And like I said, I got those other 2 books. Ooh, I got a little mess piling up over here. Should get some of these pictures and I don't rip them or something. And some of these are like really old. Really old. Oh, yep, I knew I had some over there. And actually, talking about games, the game that I've been playing recently, like for fun times, is like today, right before I did the stream. It's what I was playing before, and I'm gonna be playing it after, just for fun. Is the Telltale Batman series. Probably isn't gonna surprise anyone that between Superman and Batman's my favorite. But I like the Telltale games. I didn't play The Walking Dead because The Walking Dead doesn't do anything for me. I did play Wolf Among Us. Of course, probably half of you did. But that was a good game. And then I wanted to play the Telltale Batman games because I thought it would be cool to see Batman in like a rated R setting. How would when you know, when they're actually able to start killing people, how is that going to change how Batman responds? And that was really interesting. And so I finished last week. I finished the first season. I replayed the 5th episode because I want Selena Kyle to like me. So I rechecked that. And so she sends you a postcard at the end, which was awesome. A little postcard with a little kitty on it. Of course, you know, Selena Kyle. And then so now I am literally in chapter 3 of the first episode. And the guy who's playing the Joker, the voice actor, I think he's doing a fantastic job so far. And I love that this Joker is kind of you can tell that he's got some mental problems, but that he really likes Bruce. And so far I'm playing the game where I'm being really, really nice to him. Like he's at the funeral, and he gives you a card that says, you know, basically, I hope you get over being sick. And it was like, well, but he's doing his thing. Don't be mean to him. He's trying to be nice in his own little Joker way. He's being nice. So be nice to him. And I'm wondering if that's going to come back and bite me or come back and help me. Like he's not going to want to kill me outright or something. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. And when I've been looking up, because I'm one of those cheaters that look up to see, okay, this is an important choice. I want to pick this. Is that the right choice? Okay, it is the right choice. But I was hearing that there was a season 3. Does anyone know if there's a season 3 of Telltale Batman? The Batman series? Is there a season 3? I don't think there is, but there might be. I don't know. I've been out of the loop of Telltale for a long time. Since before they shut down, I was out of the loop with them. Let's see. You and everyone else here who might like, let's see, that's Star Wars TOR. Oh. My brain isn't working. What does that stand for? Let's see. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. Can you tell I'm getting a little bit tired? Star Wars The Old Republic. That's what that was. Oh, I lost it. There it is. You and anyone else who might like the Star Wars The Old Republic is an MMO computer game. It's free to play and it's really fun. That's the one that I was talking about that was free. So I have started that. Right now I'm focusing on the Sith path. I have just started brand new. But I am playing as a Sith. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what it is. The thing is I might change it though. I was doing, I think it's the Sith Warrior. That's like one of the melee base that has 2 lightsabers. I'm gonna probably end up restarting that though because I want a dual bladed lightsaber. And I forgot which one that is. I think it's one of the Inquisitors. I just can't remember which one. Anyway, so I want to restart as one of them. But I want to be a light-sided Sith. I want to be the Sith that makes morally good choices. And I'd like to see how the game revolves around me making those choices. And not to depress anybody, but the reason that I normally don't get into those kind of games is I don't have any friends that are PC players that will do that. You know, I had like Monster Hunter. I used to be a huge fan of Monster Hunter, played it all the time, loved it, and because I decided to support a friend, the gaming group I was with kind of kicked me out because I wouldn't betray a friend. So rather interesting for a religious organization, but you know, being religious doesn't mean you're good. Just means you have another stamp to put on your head. I'm religious. Being religious doesn't mean anything. It's supposed to be about what you are, not what your title is. But anyway, yeah. But yes, the old Republic. It's so good that I would be willing to give them money, like to get an upgrade, because you know there's your base one. There's 2 other ones that you can kind of subscribe to. It's almost like the that Final Fantasy one. There's a Final Fantasy MMO. What is that? Final Fantasy what is it? What is that? 16? I don't remember, and I don't want to say it, but it's the MMO that's Final Fantasy based. Played that with one of the members of that gaming group for a while, and that was really fun. But yeah, if anyone wants to play that, look me up. I'm gonna make a new character. I think I'm gonna name that character Darth Cross. So Darth Kross. So keep an eye out. If you see me in the beginning area with the Sith Academy, if you find me, let's see, we should probably have some kind of a secret thing so we each know who it is. If you find Darth Cross, send me a message that says the Blue Derg himself. The Blue Derg himself. Send me that. I'll know that that means that you watched this live stream and you watched it up until this point, which has been a little bit of a long live stream because I've been sitting here just talking, but that would be fantastic. So yeah, keep an eye out on that, and if we can get enough people going, it might be enough to where, you know, maybe I can, you know, I think sometimes that kind of stuff costs a couple bucks, but make a group called the Blackout Raiders or the Sith Raiders or something like that, whatever you guys think would sound good. We can always do that, you know. Whatever is available. Yeah, but good suggestion. Oh, good. So, Shadow Brony says that I'm right on with the Sith Assassin. Okay, good. And, yeah, I don't remember which Inquisitor. I know it's one of the Inquisitors that has the double-sided. I don't remember which one it is. Let's see. Tired, go to bed. If you're interested. You're very active in that game, so if you'd like to help at all, or if you'd like help at all, I'd gladly help you out if need. Well, Shadow Brony, I think you heard that, so I'm gonna make a new one, Darth Cross, and I don't know, I might even put a little thing up on my YouTube community, you know, those messages that sends to everyone, that like, hey, playing this game, here's what I'm called, come find me. Save me. Let's see. What server are you on? Ooh, it's one of the... It's a North American one. When you log in, it's the first one that comes on. Oh, crap. I don't remember what the name of it is. I don't remember. Dang. I'll have to get back to you on that. So, let's see. Shadow Brony X. Okay. So Shadow Brony, keep an eye out because tomorrow I'll put out a little community message that'll be talking about this. Make sure to comment, and I'll be looking for yours especially. Shadow Brony X. Okay, put that in the mind. So that's what I'll be looking for. So make sure that you catch up with that. This is the best night ever. Aw, so sweet. Oh goodness. Well, so for my first live stream, let's see. Is there a timer up there? Let's see. Holy crap, we have been going for almost 2 hours. Well, we got a couple of minutes left. Let's stop it at an even 2 hours. So we've got some. We got. Oh, 1 minute. That's not really fair. How about just because of the OCD? Let's piss off everyone that has OCD. So at 2 hours, 2 minutes. That's not super bad, but 2 hours, 2 minutes, we will end the stream. So let's see. Night is so good. It's official morning. Ooh, it's morning. Oh, I'm so sorry. Starforge, it's called. Isn't it also, you're right about Sith Assassin with the double, oh, awesome, good, so we're good there. Yeah, Florence, yes, all great things must come to an end. But now that I know that you guys really enjoy this, I can always do more live streams. I didn't know if this was going to be well received or not, but this one was fun. Yeah, this is really fun. And we got, I had a pretty good turnout. 22 some odd people. And that was kind of the median through the whole thing. That was it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So sorry, I'm trying to get close so I can see the time because I can't see it very well. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was fun. We get to talk about stuff. I was able to nerd out for a little bit, talk about different things, and yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Let's see. Have any last words? Oh, everyone's saying good night. Good. Good that everyone being nice. Aw, everyone wants to hug me. Oh, I'm so loved. Oh, the Discord thing. Thank you. I almost forgot. I almost forgot. Yes, next time I'm at my computer, I will switch all of that stuff. Let's see. And also, Blitz. In one of the comments, I think you can post links to my Discord, can't you? I might be wrong, but if you can, feel free to do that. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Oh, look at all the hugs. Look at all the hugs. They're being so nice. I love it so much. Caroling, Discord through. If they can. Oh. Yes, I can. I don't know how, though. It's different on mobile than it is on PC. But it's going to the Blackout Raider's name, the 3 dots, click that, and you can invite, and then you can collect the link, and then you can pick how long the link is good live for. As you see, I always pick the wrong one. Oh, there you go. Umbri is saying the same thing. There you go. There we be. Alright, where are we at? There it is. 1 minute 62. Wait, 1 minute 62 seconds. I think we've been doing this live stream a little bit longer than that. 1 hour. Sorry. 2 hours, 2 minutes. So yeah. Oh, Umbri, thank you so much. So many hugs. Well, guys, thank you for. Can't go out like that. Comb your face. So I wanted to thank all you guys for showing up to this live stream. I hope it was as much fun for you as it was for me, because I had a lot of fun. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to probably play some more Bitman, because I love Batman. So I'm going to go play that for a little bit, probably for another couple hours or so, and then I'm going to be hitting the hay. And so thank you again for showing up. Let's see if there's any last minute things before we sign off here. Let's see. Oh, people are getting ready to drop out because it's times. Hey, more booting snoots. Okay, everyone can boot the snoot one more time. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get your booping. Okay. There. You had three boop sessions. So everyone be good. Good stuff. All right. Okay, you guys, well, have a good night, and don't forget to be good to each other, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for showing up. Really appreciate it. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys. If I can figure out. I think that's it. There we go. Okay. Bye, guys.